A city under siege, violence in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, a city with a heartbeat fueled by rhythm and blues, but also stained by the crimson of violence. The statistics are jarring. This city, with a population smaller than a neighborhood in some major cities, boasts a murder rate that eclipses even London. London, a global metropolis, seems a world away from the realities of Baton Rouge. The streets of Baton Rouge whisper tales of violence. Gunshots pierce the night, a grim symphony echoing through neighborhoods. Behind each incident, a life is shattered, a family torn apart. The fear is palpable, a heavy blanket smothering the spirit of the community. Even in smaller cities like Monroe, the violence finds its victims. A routine trip to a gas station becomes a scene from a nightmare as bullets fly. Over 20 shots fired, each one a stark reminder of the constant threat that hangs in the air. Living in these cities often feels like navigating a minefield, unsure when or where the next explosion will occur. It's not just the big cities. Smaller towns like Monroe are grappling with their own demons. Shootings at gas stations, once unthinkable, are now grim realities. The violence doesn't discriminate. It seeps into every corner of life. Guns and gangs fueling the fire. The proliferation of guns, particularly among young people, adds fuel to the fire. Teenagers, barely old enough to drive, are armed with weapons of war. The change in gun laws, lowering the age to legally carry, has only exacerbated the problem. What was once a fistfight now has the potential to turn deadly in the blink of an eye. Gangs, their roots running deep in the city's underbelly, hold a tight grip on many neighborhoods. Their rivalries spill onto the streets, leaving a trail of blood and broken lives. Truces, fragile attempts at peace, are often shattered by the smallest spark. The cycle of violence continues, fueled by revenge and despair. These young men, caught in the web of gang life, are often products of their environment. Poverty, lack of opportunities, and exposure to violence from a young age create a breeding ground for despair and anger. They are trapped in a system that offers little hope for escape. The allure of belonging, of power and respect is a potent drug. It's easy to judge, to label them as thugs, but their reality is far more complex. They are victims too, trapped in a cycle of violence that seems impossible to break. Trapped in the crossfire, personal stories and social impact. The human cost of this violence is immeasurable. Stories of loss and trauma echo through the community. A young woman loses her life, her dreams cut short by a stray bullet. A child grows up surrounded by violence, the sound of gunshots a lullaby. These are not just statistics, they are lives forever altered by the scourge of violence. The impact of this violence extends far beyond the immediate victims. It erodes the social fabric of the community, breeding fear, distrust, and despair. Families live in constant fear, afraid to let their children play outside. Businesses struggle to survive, starved of investment and customers. The cycle of poverty and violence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The weight of trauma weighs heavily on these communities. Children grow up too fast, desensitized to the violence around them. The constant threat of danger steals their innocence, replacing it with a weariness that no child should bear. The lack of resources, the underfunded schools and social programs only exacerbate the problem, yet even amidst the darkness, flickers of hope remain. Community leaders, often working with limited resources, strive to provide a safe haven for young people. They organize after-school programs, sports leagues and mentorship opportunities, hoping to steer kids away from the allure of the streets. Hope amidst the chaos, a desire for change. The desire for change is palpable in the air. People are tired of living in fear, tired of burying their loved ones. They are demanding action from their leaders, calling for investment in their communities, for opportunities for their children. They know that the cycle of violence can be broken, but it will take a concerted effort from all segments of society. Increased police presence, while offering a sense of security, is only a temporary solution. Real change requires addressing the root causes of violence, poverty, lack of opportunity, and the easy availability of guns. It requires investing in education, job training, and mental health services. It requires listening to the voices of the community and working together to create a safer, more hopeful future. The fight for change is an uphill battle fraught with challenges and setbacks, but the spirit of resilience is strong in Baton Rouge and Monroe. There is a deep-seated belief that a better future is possible, a future where children can play without fear and where hope triumphs over despair. It is a future worth fighting for, a future that must be built brick by brick with courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to justice. The road ahead is long, and the fight for peace will require unwavering dedication. But the people of Baton Rouge and Monroe are not giving up. They know that their cities are more than just statistics. They are communities filled with resilient individuals who deserve a chance to thrive.